Hey, everybody, this is Joey Casada from the #1 KISS podcast in the world, in the universe, Podcast Rock City, and you are hanging with the Hooligans, a KISS-Centric podcast. And listen, they might be #1 after a while, too. They're pretty damn good.
This week on Hooligan Nation, have you ever heard the one about the redheaded stepchild? Well, this week, we pick our redheaded stepchild from every KISS studio album. And yes, Mike, that was for you. Stay tuned, because you got
nothing to lose.
It's just us. You got
nothing to lose.
You got nothing.
Got nothing.
Welcome to the Hooligan Nation, a KISS-Centric podcast, the podcast where the riffs are loud, but our opinions are louder. I am Anthony.
I'm Rocco.
I just got seasick. What's up, Hooligans, and welcome to episode number 80 of the Hooligan Nation. This week, we choose our least favorite song on each KISS studio album and discuss. But before that, we have news, music we're listening to, and an explanation for our weekly poll. We're not recapping this week, Hooligans. We're going to go straight to the news because there is and this is a form of measurement, a shit ton of music news for us to do today.
I got another good word for that, too.
What's that?
Plethora.
A plethora. I like shit ton, but you can use plethora. I can tell you one thing, shit ton is a lot easier to spell.
I could definitely spell that.
So news. Do you have any news?
I do. And my news is all Ozzy Osbourne related.
Oh, cool.
So
we got an Ozzy Osbourne podcast now.
Yes. So most of it's from Loudwire. There's a little bit of a snippet in Loudwire from that references Blabbermouth. But the first thing, dated March 1st, from Jordan Bloom. Ozzy receives Lifetime Achievement Award plus All-Star Tribute at 2026 Brit Awards. It took place on February 28th at Co-op Live Arena in Manchester, England. The celebration began with a video tribute to Ozzy that was followed with a video of country music legend Dolly Parton saying Ozzy dedicated his entire life to music and his legacy has left a permanent imprint in the fabric of music lovers everywhere.
It was spectacular.
You saw it?
Yep.
Oh,
it was
nice.
Spectacular. Robbie Williams sang, can't remember the song right now. Zach Wilde played guitar. Tommy Clufletos, who...
That's easy for you to say.
Yeah, you're right. He played drums for Black Sabbath, I think on their farewell tour. From what I saw of it, and I didn't see the entire show, but I saw highlights of it. It was spectacular. There was fire everywhere. The stage show looked amazing. You know, Zach Wilde was there, and he was amazing like usual.
As he always is, yeah. One thing I want to add to that is what Dolly Parton's comment is what the douche should have done. It just shows class. It just shows class that what Dolly Parton said about Ozzy Osbourne as opposed to Roger Waters. Just have to throw it out there.
We're all intertwining here today because the douche will come up in one of my news segments.
Oh, it's perfect.
Yeah, I just don't know. Just so everybody's clear, we have now begun doing extra news segments if there's extra news. And then when I go edit them, depending on how long our episodes are, I try to keep the episodes from being 3-hour episodes. So if the douche does not come up in this episode, don't fret. Guitar reference. It will be out as a deleted scene on Monday, Tuesday, or Thursday. So just trying to keep you guys... It's in my head, and I don't always do a very good job of it coming out of my head. Ask Father Rocco, and
I'll give you a blessing.
Oh, well, thank you. Wait, where's Black Diamond Dave?
I don't know. Where'd he go? He was never on, was he? Are you hiding? Where are you, Black Diamond Dave?
Little Black Diamond Dave.
I think he chased a mouse. He may have chased a mouse. Space Mountain? I think he was chasing a mouse at Space Mountain, going up towards Space Mountain.
Oh, Hooligans. Black Diamond Dave is on vacation this week. He is in Disney World with his family.
I hope he's having an awesome time. We miss you.
Anybody wondered, and I miss him terribly. And I will let you guys in on a conversation that I had with Black Diamond Dave before he left that everybody will love to hear. But we're in news and not conversations with Black Diamond Dave. You have any other news?
Yeah, I'm just right. I'm going to put a bow on this. So if you read the article that was in on Loudwire, actually to Blabbermouth, Sharon Osbourne and Kelly Osbourne also make comments about that too. And the last thing is kind of a follow up from episode we had before. Ozfest for 2027 return confirmed by Sharon. It's definitely going to be happening.
Yeah.
And there's in that article she talks about how her and Ozzy had conversations about him not having to be a part of it for it to still be successful.
Yeah, I heard about that. I read about that, and I think that's cool.
I do too.
You keep the legacy of Ozzy alive by continuing Ozfest, just like we talk about all the time, that the KISS legacy, because it's owned by Pop House, will 100% live on past Gene and Paul and Ace and Peter at this point. Okay, are you ready and prepared for my news segments?
I am. I'm excited to hear it.
Okay, this is breaking news, hot off the Eddie Trunk radio show for today, March 3rd.
Dun, dun, dun!
I'm sure everybody heard this already. This is why we should have a live podcast. No, we shouldn't. But if we had a live podcast, this would be breaking news. Sebastian Bach will now step in for Dee Snider and do some 50th anniversary shows with Twisted Sister. And I'm going to need a drum roll for this part of my little news nugget. Thank you. Joey Casada will be on drums for Twisted Sister. In other words, this is for Joey Casada. And I'll explain why.
Yeah, I'm wondering myself.
I was against Twisted Sister replacing Dee Snider. When I heard it was Sebastian Bach today, I was much better with it. There's a pretty extensive interview that Eddie Trunk had today with JJ French, Eddie Ojeda, and Sebastian Bach on his radio show. And Sebastian made it a point to say that he had spoken to Dee Snider and that Dee Snider gave the band and Sebastian Bach the blessing to do what they're doing. So that feels a little better to me, but I don't know that I would go out and see Twisted Sister without Dee Snider. But you added Sebastian Bach, which piques my interest a little bit. Now you added Joey Casada, and even if I don't want to go, like, I have this loyalty thing that I feel like I got to support Joey Casada because he supported us and came on the show. So if Twisted Sister comes around here, yeah, I'm gonna go.
Yeah, the other aspect of that is, selfishly, Joey is a really good drummer to see live too. So
yes, that goes without saying. But I was gonna go see Joey in 2026 with Always Jovi whenever they come around here. But now, if Twisted Sister plays in the area, I'm gonna go see them because I feel the need to support Joey Casada, and I would like to see JJ French and Eddie Ojeda one more time up there. And I don't know how long this is going to last. And if they were going to replace Dee Snider, I think they did a great job by replacing Dee Snider with a Twisted Sister fan.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And I think that's, instead of pulling some no-name dude off the street or someone that they're throwing paychecks at, you are bringing a Twisted Sister fan in, which and also Dee's blessing the whole thing is really cool.
That helps. It
Yeah,
helps.
it
And you know
definitely
what,
helps.
too? Let's let all playing around. Joey, congratulations. We're happy for you. And like I said, us hooligans are definitely going to support you and go see you.
Absolutely. But congratulations. Joey is a Twisted Sister fan also. Joey was on a show a couple weeks ago and said that his dream was to play in KISS. And well, you didn't get KISS, but you got Twisted Sister. So it's around kind of the same thing. They're twisted, kind of, you know. So it's a good gig, you know.
Absolutely.
I think it's a good gig. I think it's a great gig. I think the Twisted Sister fans, I think they'll come out and they'll support the band. And I think part of the reason is because D gave his blessing. And then, you picked Joey Casada. I mean, the dude could write you a book, read you a book,
And if you piss him off, he can suplex you. I mean,
do a podcast on. I mean, you couldn't get anybody else more multi-talented.
Very true.
And he is, and this is not blowing smoke. He is a bang up drummer.
Absolutely.
I mean, mind-blowingly good.
Yes.
And I do believe that he's a drummer that writes music.
Yes, unlike the comment that Gene, saying that drumming is not an instrument. I think you got that backwards.
Yeah.
One little thing I want to put a bow to on the Twisted Sister thing.
Hey man, one show, one bow. You put a bow on something already.
I did.
Go ahead.
All
You
right,
did.
Well, all right. Well,
You wanted to put
a
a bow on Ozzy Osbourne.
How about a period at the end of the sentence? Can we do that?
Period.
I didn't do. Did I do a period? Yeah, I did do a period.
You're a little old to get your period.
All right, we'll do an exclamation point. I'll put exclamation points perfect for this.
Okay.
If you think of Twisted Sister and you think of our core music, he was the poster child for. You think of We're Not Going to Take It, I Want to Rock. You think of that stuff. That is nothing but great memories. That to me, Twisted Sister represents my era in a lot of ways. They're like a poster child of it.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree. I would love to see in like say the years between 85 and 87 whose music videos were played more than Twisted Sister.
Very good point.
I mean, Michael Jackson Thriller is probably number one.
Yeah.
But I bet you Twisted Sister is in the top 10.
Yeah, I would say so. Because not just on Headbangers Ball, like at all.
Oh my God.
All time slots. All time slots.
Oh my God. You three times an hour.
Yeah. And he fought for her against the PMRC. Was it PMRC?
PMRC. Good job.
PMRC, yeah.
Good job.
I'm surprised I remembered that.
I thought you were going to say PMS with your period.
I forget a lot of shit the older I get.
Do you?
Yes.
Yes. That's obvious. I figure that out when I go to edit. And I see your gears grinding in your head and smoke coming out of your ears sometimes.
It's uncontrollable.
Yeah, I know it is. I know. See, but I edit when that happens to me and don't say anything. When it happens to you, I have to sit there and laugh at you and then edit.
It's okay because you're the one putting in the work. So.
Oh, does that mean I'm clear to do whatever I want? Anyway.
No, I didn't endorse that.
I don't need. What do I look like, JJ French? I don't need your endorsement.
Wait, what was that you did before that? What was that finger you used before?
It was that finger right there.
Finger right there.
That's the one. And if you don't like that one, I got that one.
I got one over here too.
Although this one's a little straighter
too.
than this one. This one's been broken a couple times in the wrong way.
Hey, read between the lines, will you?
Oh! You want to play that game, huh?
I did that already. I did that. You can blow it up. Okay, we've gone off the rails, guys.
Retention rate has just gone down the tubes.
Okay.
Yeah, well, we can pretty much do
good
whatever
now. You're all cleansed. You good? Feel good?
The rest of the show, we can do whatever we want because everybody clicked off. I just wanted to drop this in here. This will be short and sweet, just like me. We talked last week in our news segment about the Bon Jovi Forever Tony Robbins Paramount Plus interview and performance, which I think I called it a documentary. Once again, bad boy. It is not a documentary. It is an interview. 95% of the time, it's an interview with John Bon Jovi. 5% of the time, it was an interview with the band. And there were performances. I think there were about 5 songs. And this is also a public service thing from your favorite hooligans. If you're thinking about dropping the money to see Bon Jovi this year, you should put this on your to-do list. Just know what you're paying for. With that being said, it was not bad. It was not horrible. It was not John Bon Jovi in 1988, and it will never be. There were pretty good performances, the 5. I had heard, oh, this was terrible, that was there was one spot in one song, and of course I can't remember, that you could tell that he was squeaking a little bit. If you really pay attention to the performance part of the special, he does look like he's straining a lot, and he does change a lot of the songs a little bit, not crazy, but they're a little different. He enunciates his words differently. It jumped out at me. He's a little deeper of a voice, of course, but that's an age-related thing for all of us. It's a good thing that we don't sing. And at the end of the day, again, I give John Bon Jovi a lot of credit because I think a lot of people would not want to talk about this. And the dude is completely transparent. Tony Robbins asks him point blank. They talk about it. It seems to come across pretty transparent. He doesn't say that he can't sing certain songs, that he's trying to sell concert tickets. He ain't singing Runaway. There's no way that he's going to sing a song like that. The last time I had seen Bon Jovi, I think it was around 2018, 2019. It was definitely pre-COVID. The entire band sung lead. Like, you could see it. They were all singing lead. For this Tony Robbins thing, most of the time, he is the only one that sings lead. Now, when it comes to backup vocals, and I could care less about this, he's got so many people playing in the band. I guess there wasn't that many. There was like 6 of them, maybe. They all sing backup. The guy who does percussion, not drums, the guy who does percussion seems to do the most singing lead-wise, just to back John up, which doesn't sound terrible and doesn't sound bad. He just has a higher voice. And we all know that Bon Jovi of the 80s, John Bon Jovi could rip it with the high voice, and that's gone. So
and now you got to see Always Jovi to see that.
Yeah, well, you know what? That good segue. Man, every day
Steve Brown
puts out another video, and I'm like, Jesus. Like, if you want to go see Bon Jovi from the 80s, just go see Always Jovi.
No joke. If you haven't seen the clips,
he's dead on.
Completely.
Look, we're not trying to sell anything because Steve Brown was on the podcast. Like, it's out there on video. It is mind-blowing. If you gave me a choice between seeing Bon Jovi at MSG in 2026 and seeing Always Jovi, I'm going to see Always Jovi.
I'll second that motion.
I mean, I am, just because I just think it's going to be more of what I remember. With that being said, like, just know what you're getting. If you're a huge Bon Jovi fan, he doesn't sound terrible. He just sounds a little different. And that's going to be okay to some, and it's not going to be okay to others. And I don't want to see anybody spend $1,500 on a ticket and then go to MSG and go, what the hell is this? Right. Because I think his is I think the set list is going to be very much catered around what he can sing, which is normal for an artist, a singer of his age. And I don't think you're going to get that with Always Jovi. I don't think there's anything that Steve Brown cannot sing in that John Bon Jovi voice, which is mind-blowing to me.
And he does it tastefully. He's a huge Bon Jovi fan. He does it tastefully. It's basically paying homage to how good that band was.
Our latest Hooligan Nation giveaway has ended with a whimper, is the best way that I can say it.
We had like one person, or
I guess you win some and you lose some. We had exactly one entry, and well, one is the loneliest number. Congratulations, Brad Baird. You won the autographed KISS Cruise Landlocked poster autographed by Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons, Eric Singer, and Tommy Thayer. Brad, if you're watching this, and I know you are, contact me so we can set up delivery. Needless to say, we will be taking a break from these since they are costing me money to do. So I don't know when we're going to do another giveaway, but I have a bunch of stuff from KISS Cruise Landlocked 2025 to give away, but we're going to let it breathe a little bit. Music we're listening to. What you got?
I got a few. There's a band. I was looking for some new stuff because I know a lot of times I get stuck in the past and I'm bringing up old stuff from the past. There's a band, and I got two bands that just songs that I was listening to. And then the third one, I got 3 songs. This band is becoming more and more a band that I'm really following a lot. The last one I mentioned, but the first band, it's kind of like new metal, kind of like a Linkin Park kind of feel to them. The band's name is called I Prevail, and the song is called Long Live the King. There's more stuff I'm going to dive in. There's some stuff that's a little bit too heavy, but this song really, really gives me a Linkin Park feel, and I like Linkin Park. So, and then the second band, a band I've been listening to all week, and I've been dabbling in for a while, is Shinedown. The song Second Chance is really good, Sound of Badness. And I absolutely love the song Symptom of Being Human. That's actually I was listening to them back in the day, and then Symptom of Being Human kind of got me hooked into them again. So I'm really digging them. So that's my music for this week.
Very good. I know this will come as a shock to you, but I'm listening to Pink Floyd. The Wall and Dark Side of the Moon. Standouts for me are Another Brick in the Wall, Hey You, and Comfortably Numb from The Wall, and Breathe, Money, and Time from Dark Side of the Moon. I've said this before on this podcast. Pink Floyd is a mood thing for me. When you listen to both of those albums start to finish, you appreciate the greatness of what material they gave us. Oh, Father Rocco, guess what time it is?
It's poll time.
Yeah, you can cancel it because I canceled the poll this week.
You did?
Yeah. Unfortunately, we are canceling poll time this week. We had some technical difficulties on this poll, and I left out a guess. Plus, I ended up hating the entire premise of this poll. And on top of all of that, we're missing Black Diamond Dave, who is clearly our best answer. I'm sorry, folks. I thought the poll question was a good idea, and then the more I looked at it, I hated it, and I also left somebody out of the poll, which didn't make it any better, so I decided to scrap it. But we got a good poll question up this week, and poll time will be back next week. My apologies. But I want to let you know from a conversation that I was privy with between both Black Diamond Dave and his wonderful wife, who lets him come play with us every week on this show. And I called Dave, and it was right when he was in the middle of conversation with his wife, right before they left for Disney World. Nice. Father Rocco, would you like to know what was said in this conversation?
Absolutely.
Well, Dave told his wife, "We are eastbound and down, loaded up in trucking. We're going to do what they say can't be done. We've got a long way to go and a short time to get there. I'm eastbound. Just watch old Black Diamond Dave run." Now,
I like that.
If that does not make up for poll time, I don't know what does.
That was good. In case you don't know where that reference is from, which if you're a hooligan and you're around our age, you definitely know it. It's Smokey and the Bandit.
We're going to add a Shout It Out Loud this week. And we're going to shout it out to KISS Army Omaha Facebook group run by one of our hooligans, Javier. Check it out as he posts links to a lot of different KISS podcasts and YouTube channels. Also want to recognize KISS Army Things podcast, who are subscribers to the Hooligan Nation, and KISS Army Nation podcast. They are also subscribers to our YouTube channel and both have great KISS podcasts. And lastly, I think I can call them our friends from Podcast Rock City. Special shout out to Joey for appearing on our show, and for Sonny, who contacted me last week via Facebook Messenger, and we had a nice conversation. So thank you guys for supporting us, and we will do our best also to support you. And that is KISS Army Omaha Facebook group, KISS Army Things podcast, and KISS Army Nation podcast, and the number one podcast, the number one KISS podcast, Podcast Rock City.
Who'd rip off our talisman? Beethoven's Fifth. Let's find that cat, man. They all lose their heads over you, Paul. Leave it to me, Star Child. I'll bend these beams with my mind. Ack! And they've got guns. She wants a rocket ride. She wants a... I loved Phantom of the Park. What can I say? I think I watched that movie every day for like a full year straight when I was a kid. Oh, I just thought of another one. So much for my solo. Rip, rip, rip and destroy. Thanks to all you hooligans watching. I appreciate it. From yours truly, Space Frelly. We'll see you next time. Ack!
And now for our main topic. Father Rocco, are you prepared?
I think so. It's interesting because I had done this list a couple weeks ago, and then I lost my list, and I redid this. So there may be some differences in on some of the songs because with you know how it is with KISS. Sometimes you get in different moods, and songs change their meaning to you at different times. Some stay the same all the time, and some other ones kind of hit or miss at times. But it was interesting anyway. At any rate,
so in our goal to be transparent, we filmed this about 4 weeks ago, except some idiot
we're all in this together
to hit the record button. And then we chose to not rerun it because it never comes through as good the second time around. So we were so funny on that. It had so much good stuff. It was gonna be very entertaining. We were very disappointed. I think you guys should hit the like button and the hype button just because of what you missed because some idiot forgot to hit the record button. But that'll be your decision. First one, self-titled debut album. Go.
All right, so this is the least, not songs you don't like, but this list is least favorite songs on the album. So my least
studio album.
My least favorite song on this studio album is a shocker, Love Theme from KISS.
Wow. Okay. I do believe you changed from the last time.
I did.
I do believe so, but I'm not sure. Do you have any reasons? Would you like to expound upon that, or are you just going to leave us all?
No, it didn't hit me. It doesn't hit me like the other songs do. This song was a just there compared to the other songs.
So you need it to hit you.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, so if you stay there and I run over with my Louisville Slugger and you put Love Theme from KISS on and I smack you in the back of the head with a baseball bat, would that be helpful?
No, because if I'm knocked out and passed out, I'm not going to be able to hear it.
All right. I can't argue with that.
I was ready to volley back.
My choice is Kissin' Time.
Oh, you're right. You're right. I did change it.
Let's start with what I like. The trade-off vocals between Paul, Gene, and Peter are fantastic. The guitar solo and the drums, especially the cymbals, are great. But their first attempt at an anthem sounds too commercial and sounds like a jingle for a commercial. And as we all know now, that's pretty much what it was. The song brings down the entire album and it's completely forced. It's garbage. Hotter Than Hell.
Hotter Than Hell, I have Strange Ways.
What?
Yeah, a lot of good songs on there. But
Is you crazy? Is you crazy?
how am
Oh
I
my.
I don't again, it's my least favorite on the album. Doesn't mean I don't like it. It's my least favorite.
Wow. Wow. I love these, I'll say it again. I love these lists. I love them for our similarities, and I love them when you get it wrong.
Well, listen, the other thing is, again, I told you my list may have changed from the first time I did it too.
Yeah, I believe it did. Actually, I believe that one did also. My choice, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, but it's coming home. And let me explain why. It's too muddy. It sounds like it's all jammed together. And I think why it's my least favorite is because the unplugged version is just so good to me. It's a shame. If they could re-record Hotter Than Hell and put the unplugged version on there, it would probably be my favorite song on the entire album.
That's fair. I mean, I like it better than it's still better than Strange Ways for me. And the other part about this too is I think the original song that I had on there was Mainline, but
Mm,
no,
Stop now. No, main line's on Dress to Kill.
no, Hotter Than Hell. I'm looking right at it, dude. I'm looking right at it. I got the track listing for Hotter Than Hell because I was like, what other song did I have?
Well, I'm going to cut this all out anyway, but you'd be crazy for that too.
No, the reason I would not, it was between Mainline and Strange Ways, and I like Peter's voice too much to take my Mainline out.
But he sings lead vocals on Strange Ways.
No, I know what I took out. I know what I took out the first time. Let Me Go Rock and Roll. Yeah, that was the one I did the front when I first did the list. But I mean, if I'm being honest, I like Strange Ways, but it's definitely middle of the road for me. So out of everything on the album, it would probably be between out of those three, Let Me Go Rock and Roll, Mainline, or Strange Ways, and I chose Strange Ways.
All right, next up, Dress to Kill.
That honestly was one of my hardest albums to eliminate a song or to put a song as the least favorite. But I had to pick Ladies in Waiting.
Oh, we agree on something. I picked Ladies in Waiting, and I agree with you. It was very hard. Not a bad song at all, but
catchy.
it's my least favorite song on this album. Ace is spectacular on this entire album and on this song though.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and again, that's another reason why we're calling it least favorite because these are still songs that we love.
Not
What-
always,
what's the-
but on a
what's-
lot of these albums, the song I picked is just a matter of being at the bottom.
Right. Well, then what's the funny saying that you said that first time you said it almost made me fall in my chair. Even the songs I hate, I love.
Yeah, I think that's true in most cases. I don't, well, it's funny. We're going to go into Destroyer.
So my least favorite on Destroyer made me sad.
Oh, I don't want you to be sad.
Well, I wasn't really feeling in the party mood for Rock and Roll Party. That was what I picked.
This is a KISS song that I hate because there's nothing to love here.
We talked about this before when we graded the albums. Unfortunately, it makes the legendary Destroyer album less than.
Yes. It's just noise to fill up time. It's
Right.
the one mistake that I feel like Bob Ezrin made on this album.
Correct. I agree with 100%.
It takes eccentric way too far. You can get too artistic.
Oh, I agree with that. Absolutely.
And that's the spot where I think they got too artistic.
And that's why we talk a lot of times about, and we're going to do some centric stuff where we try to find the albums that are the most complete from pillar to post. And it's a shame because Destroyer had the opportunity to make a complete album if they didn't have that on the album.
Yeah. Yeah, it would. It's funny how one little maybe minute and 25 seconds of noise, if you list that as a song, I'm going to treat it as a song.
Correct.
And it brings down that whole album because it does not belong there. It was only maybe a minute and 25 seconds. Just leave it off, dude. Like, just take it off. and be done with it instead of putting something like that on there.
Yeah, it's like you got a size you wear a size 8 shoes and you're trying to put a size 10 on it. Or no. You got a size 10. You can edit that out. I don't know what the hell I'm trying to say.
No,
it's like you got a wrong pair of shoes.
Why don't we go
It don't
with
fit. It don't fit.
Why don't we go with 2 left feet shoes?
2 left feet. Yes.
Is that better?
That's better.
I have a feeling that may become a short. Yeah. Next up, Rock and Roll Over.
Again, it's a song I like, but it's my least favorite on the album, Ladies Room.
Yeah, I'll agree with you, and I'll agree with you again. I chose Ladies Room. It was my least favorite, but it's not a bad song. If you put the song on a different album, it won't be my least favorite.
How about you you know what? Here's a good one for you. Take Rock and Roll Party off, put Ladies Room on Destroyer.
Yeah. Yep. And I'm guessing if we did a little research, it was probably a demo for Destroyer, and somebody chose to put Rock and Roll Party in there.
Yeah.
Think about that. Let that one settle in a little more.
There's a lot of little picadillos that are like that.
Oh, next up, Love Gun.
Love Gun. Okay, it's a song that I know that you don't care for. It's a song I like because I actually like Paul's voice in it, but it's definitely my least favorite. And I actually like the original. It's a cover song. Then She Kissed Me. Again, it's an unnecessary song on the album.
So I chose the same song. I'm not surprised by this. I'm not the kind of fan of the 50s that you are. And I think this song sucks. And it ruins what is otherwise a perfect album. It's just stupid to me. It's a 50s, 70s song. And changing the lyrics just made it worse. The drums are boring and the guitars aren't much better. Just like I said about Bob Ezrin on Destroyer, this is a big mistake by Eddie Kramer, in my opinion. I don't know how these guys let things like that slip through. I mean, this is the 70s. I'm thinking that the producers have a lot of control. I don't understand like where these ideas come from and how Eddie Kramer doesn't say, no, we're not doing this. This
Again,
is a bad idea.
Again, too, it's just it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. It takes the album down a tick.
A tick? I think it takes it down more than a tick. Now, don't get me wrong. I think Rock and Roll Party takes Destroyer down farther. But if you really listen to the song, changing the lyrics from a she to a he, it makes the entire song stupid, number one. Number two, it's a 50s rock and roll song. And KISS is a 70s hard rock band. It's just too different for me.
Well, and here's the thing, and let's put the producer and the band at the time. If I had to give like a critique, they're at their heyday. Do better.
Do better, yeah.
Do better because you definitely have the ability to do better to add to that than that. You don't
everything.
Need to do a cover tune.
Everything else on Love Gun is spot on and perfect and beautiful. And it's like you purposely put a stinker in there. And we've had this discussion over in the past. Like, how do you do that? Quality control. Like, how do you not have the quality to control to where somebody says, no, this isn't up to the par of the rest of the album?
Here's an interesting point of view that I'm not sure it happened this way, but they were at a point where you got to keep on feeding the machine, get another album out. Was this one of those things where they were running behind in time? Hey, listen, just grab a cover song and let's just get this thing done. Could it have been they were under the gun and that's how it? I would wonder how that song ended up being a decision made for that album.
I'm willing to make you a somewhat long-term bet right now. Love Gun came out in 1978. There is absolutely no doubt in my mind that in 2028, we are going to get a super duper deluxe box set for Love Gun. On that super duper box set for Love Gun, we are going to get demos. I will bet you that at least half the demos that come on that box set will be better than that song, Then She Kissed Me.
Right.
You heard it here, folks.
But demos, they weren't done. So they said they had to get it done. They wanted to get the project over with and put it out, get it out to the presses, keep momentum going. That's how a lot of times I think these things happen.
Well, it's very unfortunate. And
Yeah.
and if we don't move on to the next album, I'll just keep drilling it home
No, we're good.
over
We
and
can
over again.
We can go to the next one.
Next up, Dynasty.
Again, another really difficult decision. It's a song I really like a lot. It's my favorite album. Dynasty's my favorite album, if you don't know. But I had to pick X-Ray Eyes as my least favorite on the album.
This album was also very difficult for me, but I've never been a big fan of X-Ray Eyes. Quite simply, I don't like the piano, but I do like the guitar solo. It's too short, but I love it. Yeah, this is the least favorite. This isn't a bad song. It just doesn't excite me at all. It's just a song that's there. It's probably, so far, it would be my top rated song of those songs that we put down as our least favorite. If that makes any sense.
That makes sense. Well, the other thing too about, at least for me, for Dynasty's always been one of those albums for me that I don't have to pause. I can go from one song to the next, to the next, to the next, and get through the entire album and not skip a beat. And that's why, like I said, it was really hard for me because X-Ray Eyes is part of that whole path going through all the songs. So it made it difficult.
Dress to Kill was very hard for me to choose, and so was Dynasty. I much like it better when, like some of these.
Some of these are easy.
It's funny. Some of these I didn't even have to listen to any of the songs. I just looked at the song listing,
right,
and said, "Oh, that's it. That's it. That's like some 10 seconds," and I knew. And then some of them, like Dynasty, I think I listened to the entire album twice, and was like, "Well, I got to pick one."
Yeah, that's kind of what it was for me.
Yeah.
Brings us to Unmasked, and I know it's one of your favorite album covers, but as far as least favorite songs, I picked She's So European.
Oh my God. I don't know why. I don't know whether I like it more when we agree or I like it more when we disagree. Because I also chose She's So European.
You picked that too?
Yeah, I think it's stupid.
It's corny. It's extremely corny.
It's too much synth for a Gene song. It's catchy and hooky, but Michael Jackson could have sung this. It's too much pop for me, especially for a KISS song. And on top of all of that, there's absolutely no sign of the demon anywhere in the song. I don't know.
Yeah, I like I told you, like the one thing about the Unmasked album, it's out of all, even more than The Elder, out of all the KISS albums, I think Unmasked is the one that I'm the most schizophrenic with. I'll go from like can't stand it, not everything's not can't stand it, but it's like everything's nondescript, nothing stands out. And then I find myself in the mood and I'll listen to it and I'm like, oh, that's kind of catchy. That's like that. What's the one song on there? Naked City. Like there was a time where I'm like, I don't like this song. Now I really, really dig that song.
Oh yeah, sometimes Naked City, sometimes I'm running around singing it, and other times I'm hitting the skip button. And She's So European, I just can't get over the stupidity of it.
It's corny. Yeah, it's really
in
corny.
my head, and the fact that an album like Unmasked, a sound like that, definitely seemed like it fit Paul and Ace a lot better than it fit
That's
Gene.
actually an interesting point. Yeah, I kind of agree with you there.
Oh, and here we go.
The Elder. So much to choose from. Sorry, Joey. I've said it over and over again ad nauseum, and if you listen to the podcast regularly, you're not going to be surprised by what I say. There's something good on every song on this album, but Just a Boy just ain't cut. I just can't handle Just a Boy. That's the one song on this album that I've never been able to get a good feel for, because The one thing that I've always loved about Paul's voice, especially in his heyday, is he made it look effortlessly everything he sang.
Well, not
Just
that.
no, Just a Boy is a song that glaringly shows that he's trying to hit stuff that he just is not in his lane.
Sounds like his balls hadn't dropped yet.
Yeah.
As bad. Just a Boy. I also chose Just a Boy. And I'm listening to the album and I'm thinking, boy, there's a lot to choose from here. But I chose this just because I don't like the operatic Paul Stanley.
It would be good if it was somebody like it. It just was not his lane. Like
it is unlistenable.
And every man's got to know their limitations. I love to sing. I know songs I can sing. I know songs I can't sing, and I know songs that I'm not even going to attempt. That was a song you should never have attempted to do.
I think the only two KISS songs to me that are unlistenable are Just a Boy and Rock and Roll Party. They are the two songs that are just unlistenable to me. And there might be, I don't think there's any more. I think that's it. There's another one. It's coming up.
It's got to be in Hot and Shade, probably.
It might be, yeah. Next up, Creatures of the Night.
All right.
We got to do this again.
Yeah, this is Don't Hate Me, Hooligans. I love that album. Creatures is definitely my number 2 album of all time of KISS studio albums. My all-time number 1 is Double Platinum, but that's I get criticized all the time. It's a compilation album. Anyway,
well, that's the truth.
I know. I Love It Loud. Out of all the songs on that album, I Love It Loud. And there's things I really, really like about it. I love the video for it. But as far as the songs on one of my favorite albums of all time of KISS, one of my favorite rock albums of all time, I Love It Loud's my least favorite on the album.
I am so glad that I did not have to pain myself through having to choose.
Oh, I know where you're going. I almost forgot.
One of the great songs off of Creatures of the Night. And I am 100%, I know, Hooligans. I am greatly in the minority, but I don't care. I hate I Still Love You. And I'm going to do it again and explain it to anybody who hasn't heard it before. It has always been the cheap man's version of Beth to me. They needed a ballad that wasn't tied to Peter. It's Paul overindulging himself and trying to be something he clearly is not and never will be. Period. End of conversation. I know everybody loves the song, but I hate it.
I'm just going to retort a little bit back.
Please.
Is it definitely his little version of Beth? 100%. Especially when you go see him in concert. That's his little Rose moment like Peter has. Same thing, okay? But where his lane is not with Just a Boy, I'm glad we did that just recently before this. What I love about the song and what I'll always love about the song is Paul's voice nails that song completely. There's not any part of that song that maybe he overindulges. He does. He overindulges, but he nails every pitch, every part of that song he nails.
Father Rocco, you bring out the worst in me sometimes.
Uh-oh.
I am fully aware that it's probably a great song. But from the time that I can remember first listening to it, the first thought that popped into my head is, oh, this is the replacement to Beth. And that was the kiss of death to me.
No, I grant you that.
Right then and there. Do I think that Paul's vocals are probably spectacular on the song? They probably are. And it's probably a great song. I still hate it. It's a knockoff to me. And it's not the only knockoff. And it's also, I don't think, the only knockoff Beth song that I have on this list, which is simply, it could be the greatest song ever. It's a Beth knockoff to me, and I hate it.
There's another aspect of this that I will give you also. I don't think you're alone with that song, because I do believe there's a big portion of dudes that are KISS fans that are like, I can't stand that song. That's the chick song. Give that to the chicks. I get that. But if you're somebody who appreciates it for the vocals and that's what I really have always loved about it.
Well, that never made any sense to me because that's what brings chicks to the concert.
Right, but you know what I mean. Like it's
And
like
who wants to go to a sausage party at a KISS concert?
not me.
Next, Lick It Up.
Look it up. Another album that has a lot. Most of the songs on the album I love. My least favorite is still a song that I really like a lot. This was a hard album. It's a hard
Yes.
album to choose. But I had to pick Give Me More.
You know, it's funny. I think this was the hardest one out of all of them, and I picked On the Eighth Day, and it's a simple answer. There has to be one, and I chose this one because I feel least connected to this song. There's nothing wrong with it. I just have 9 other songs I like better on this album. And I do think that was the hardest one because I like And On the Eighth Day. And you know what? If you ask me tomorrow, I'd probably pick another song. And the next day, I would probably pick another song because there really is no least favorite. Next up, Animalize.
Animalize, I picked, again, it's another album with a lot of songs that I love. And the least song I love the least or like the least is Murder in High Heels.
Oh, shocker. I chose Murder in High Heels also. I feel like Gene wrote this song between takes on the set of Runaway. Feels like a song that wasn't given any time to grow or mature in any way. It sounds like it was microwaved.
Incomplete. This was like, out of all of them, it stood out as least favorite.
This should have been a demo that was in Gene's vault, and it should have probably stayed in the vault.
With My Uncle Is a Raft.
Yes. Yep. It's right above My Uncle Is a Raft to me. It's just terrible. Next up, Asylum.
Asylum, I've never liked this song. It was an easy sell for me to do this one. Radar for Love.
Yeah, I struggled with that. I was going to choose that, and then I chose Secretly Cruel.
Ooh.
And I chose it for like a real simple reason. I feel like if Paul would have sung the song, it wouldn't have been on this list.
See, that's what I like about. I like Gene's voice on this a lot.
Yeah, I don't. I think it's too. It's too soft, and again, it feels microwaved. It needed more time and attention to grow and breathe and become something.
That's fair. We're definitely not. That's one of the few that we're not in sync on.
But I don't hate it. It's my least favorite. Next up, Crazy Nights.
This was an easy one for me. I can't stand this song. When Your Walls Come Down.
I like it.
There's nothing to it.
There's nothing to a lot of KISS songs.
No, this song is it just I don't know. It doesn't have any harmony to me. It doesn't have anything. This is a Skippy song for me. It's one of the few songs that was pretty easy for me to pick.
So yeah, I struggled with Crazy Nights a little bit. I chose No, No, No. And I chose it because I don't like the speed of the song. I feel like it's too fast.
That was probably the one right after that. I'm not a big fan of No 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 either. I don't dislike that one though. This one I actually dislike.
I didn't like the drums on it. Sounds like they gave Eric Carr 1 drum and 1 cymbal, and they said bang on these. The only redeemable value really to me is Bruce's guitar work on it. Is spectacular.
You could say that about every aspect of the album.
And now we get to the legendary Hot in the Shade.
This is for this album, choices. There's so many choices. I picked Read My Body. I can't stand it.
I'm shocked. You know, it's funny what I said earlier. Some of these albums I didn't even need to listen to the song. But on Read My Body, I don't know why. I was trying to torture myself. It's self-harm. That's really what I was trying to do. And I listened to Read My Body, and I could not put all the pieces together. So I struggled through listening to it a second time. And I've come up with this. If Bobby McFerrin and Bruce Hornsby co-wrote a song and had Robert Palmer sing it, this is what it would sound like.
That's definitely an interesting take.
So don't worry.
You heard it here first, Hooligans.
Be happy. I hate everything about this song.
Yeah, I can't stand that song.
It's not music.
You know, I often ponder sometimes if Gene and Paul were doing what we do with their own music, what kind of takes they would give on some of these songs.
Yeah, but it's like Joey Casada said on his episode. Their takes on their music sometimes just isn't real to me. You know what I mean?
You're talking about it's all sales related. It's not
like do you really hate everything off of The Elder like you tell the fans, or do you just hate the fact that nobody bought it?
No scarol.
Don't get me wrong, Read My Body is horrific. But I just wonder, like, Paul and Gene know that we think that Read My Body is horrific, and I mean the fans. So they're not going to sit there and go, oh no, we loved Read My Body. Like a lot of bands will say things like, well, they're my children. And I understand that. I can't pick one. Gene and Paul come out and say, oh, it was a mistake. Oh, we were this, we were lost, we were that. Well, if you were lost in 1981 when you wrote and recorded Just a Boy, you were just as lost in 1989 when you put Read My Body and the other noise that you put on Hot in the Shade. I think if there's one thing that KISS was guilty of in a lot of parts of their career is microwaving songs. Next up, Revenge.
Thou Shalt Not.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I don't dislike it. It's not a Skippy song, but it's kind of like it's just a.
Shocking, because I picked Cadillac Dreams because it just sounds terrible to me.
That was close. That was definitely, those two were neck and neck, to be honest with you.
I mean, all you got to do is listen to this song. If anybody can listen to that song and tell me that Gene put effort in this, hell no, not at all. There was no effort in that song.
Well, listen to the title. It's in the title. Cadillac Dreams?
Yeah, no.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I don't know what it means. I don't like anything about the song.
Same here. It's not a Skippy song though, because it's got some catchiness to it. But yeah, no, it's not a good song.
I skip it.
All right. Carnival of Souls. I picked Master and Slave.
I can't argue with that. I picked It Never Goes Away, just because I feel like this is a grunge road traveled too far for me and for Paul Stanley. The song makes me want to run my head into a brick wall just to make it stop. This is more grunge than Paul Stanley can handle. It just went too far. There's a couple songs on Carnival of Souls that teeter right on that line, especially for Paul. But it's right on the line, and it's edgy. It's interesting. This one erased the line for me.
I told you before, and I believe it's genuine. Paul does not like it, right? But the one thing I do like about this album in general is it shows another path of his voice. Vocally, he's very different on this album than any other album he's ever done. And I like that. It shows another depth of his voice. So that's another thing that really draws me to the album.
By the way, I 100% agree with you. Even if you don't like grunge, and I don't like grunge, it's not out of Gene's world.
No, it definitely fits Gene.
It had to be much more incredibly difficult for Paul.
Yeah.
And I think he did a very good job of it. And yes, we say this over and over again and over and over and over again. It's part of the beauty of this band. Because if you give Carnival of Souls a chance, it will grow on you. Not every song on the album, but I would be surprised if every Kiss fan did not come away from Carnival of Souls saying, I like that song and maybe that song. Not the whole album.
But they'd have to give it a real
Yes.
specific. They'd have to make effort to listen to it instead of just, it's not my, you know what I mean? They'd have to really listen to it.
It's the same thing with the people that absolutely hate the Elder. You hate the Elder because you can't get over the fact that it does not sound like Kiss. Same could be said for Unmasked. Same could be said to a lesser degree for Dynasty. It can be said of Carnival of Souls. You have to be able to get past the sound change.
Right.
Or you have to stop listening to it like, well, this doesn't sound like Love Gun. No. And it doesn't sound like Destroyer either. Or Rock and Roll Over either. It is something completely different. Look, with that being said, I think I might like 4 or 5 songs off of Carnival of Souls. And I said like. I think I love Hate, but I can't say that I love anything else other than Hate. The others, I like. They're okay. I can listen to them. Sometimes I'm in the mood for them. A Carnival of Souls is a lot like Unmasked for me. I got to be in the mood.
Right. I understand. I get that. And not for nothing too. Like, when grunge first started, I'll make it quick. But when grunge first started, I hated it. It was killing my music. It was taking away my 80s music, my metal. But grunge is definitely a mood thing. Like, once I started embracing Pearl Jam and some other bands and Alice in Chains, I'm not always in the mood for it. I love it. I love a lot of it. But I got to be in the mood for it sometimes.
Well, you and everybody else may think I'm crazy for this statement. When I listen to Carnival of Souls, and it's a lot more these days than I ever thought it would be, I do not listen to Carnival of Souls and say, I'm in the mood for grunge. And that's simply because I don't like grunge and I'm never in the mood for it. And I also don't go into it saying, I want to listen to Kiss. Like, I don't label it grunge or Kiss. I just listen to it. And at least for me, it makes it a little easier. And like, I brought up Hate. Hate does not sound like grunge to me. It sounds like a Gene Simmons Kiss heavy metal song.
No, Hate could be on the Revenge album right after Unholy.
Right. And that just makes it easier for me to listen to.
Yeah, it's understandable. The next album, Psycho Circus. I've been pretty opinionated about Psycho Circus, the album, but song wise, there's definitely more than one song I don't care for too much. But Journey of 1,000 Years is definitely the song I like the least.
Oh my God. Look, Journey of 1,000 Years is not a great song, but did you happen to hit the skip button over I Finally Found My Way to get to A Journey of 1,000 Years and not listen to it?
There may have been something I liked about it more than the Journey of 1,000 Years. I knew right away I didn't like the song. I didn't really care for the song. No, I'm sticking with Journey of 1,000 Years. I don't care for those two songs can be a tie for me, actually.
Well, I chose I Finally Found My Way, and I really think that Bob Ezra and Peter Criss and Stan Pendridge should file a theft report because Paul Stanley listened to Beth over and over and tried to recreate it with a drum beat. You can't force magic, and that's what this is to me. It again, just like I Still Love You, it's all the things that are wrong with Psycho Circus. They weren't a band. Peter and Ace were employees. They didn't go through a band process. Like, Paul wrote a song and said, here, you sing it. This is going to be the Psycho Circus version of Beth. No, it's not. And it's not because, number one, even if it was a great song, for me, I would hate it anyway because you're trying to reproduce Beth. Period.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I like Psycho Circus.
Yeah,
but
you definitely tip the scales more on the older album than I do.
I like 6 or 7 songs off of Psycho Circus, but again, just like Carnival of Souls, I listen to it with a different mentality than like, let's say I listen to Love Gun. Doesn't matter what my mentality is. I listen, countless other albums. When it comes to albums like Psycho Circus and Carnival of Souls, you got to kind of take yourself out of what you think a KISS album should sound like.
For me, with Psycho Circus, the one thing that's always been the constant for me is the 2 songs that I love are like right up there with my all-time favorite KISS songs. And they're just so much on a higher level than the rest of the album. I don't hate the songs that follow it, but I don't have a good vibe on the song, the rest of the songs on the album. Like it may just be that so lopsided in the love that I have for the other 2 songs, Psycho Circus and We Are One.
Yeah, I think I'll give it 4. Psycho Circus, We Are One, Within, and Into the Void, I think are all great songs. And then there's a drop off.
Which brings us to the last 2 studio albums that were very difficult for me because we'll go first one.
Why was it difficult for you?
Because to me, the best thing I can say for both of these, Say Yeah is my favorite song on these 2 out of the 2 albums, because that's the only song personally for me on these 2 albums that stand out to me as a song that I could put on a playlist. It's not saying any of the songs are bad, but to me, no song really rises above like to anything. I don't even know how to word it. It's just these 2 albums are weird experiences for me. But that being said, I know I'm jumping around a lot. My ADHD is kicking in.
Nope.
For Sonic, huh?
Nope. It's
What?
not your ADHD because I don't have it. And yeah, you're accurate. It's
Weird.
it's weird. I think I've said this in the past. Really feels like Paul and Gene checked out and said to Tommy and Eric, take the lead.
And I mean, I feel bad for Tommy and Eric because when I remember, I didn't listen to these. I had checked out and we talked about this before we did the review. And I'll be honest with you, I wanted to love these albums, because I've been a Tommy fan, like from Black and Blue, like I wanted to see that. And to me, it was just weird. So, I mean, the song that I picked for Sonic Boom was Dangerous. So, but again, there's not really many other songs that was that much different from Dangerous to me.
I picked Hot and Cold. It sounds to me like it's a minimal effort song that they stole it from the Beatles songwriting book, if there is one. And how many times in one song can you repeat the song title? It's 90% of the song. It comes across to me as a low effort song. And if we get off of this podcast and you listen to that song is 90% chorus. And just throw a verse in there once in a while.
It's interesting when you hear songs there's a lot of rock songs like that where they find a hook and they lean on that hook for the entire song.
And you can do that as long as you got a good hook.
You got to have a good hook, and it's got to have really good harmony and good melody to it.
Right. And Hot and Cold doesn't have that.
No. Which leads us to rounding up the last of the least favorite studio albums, the album Monster. I have Eat Your Heart Out.
And shockingly enough, I have Eat Your Heart Out.
Wow, nice.
I do not like the barbershop quartet at the beginning of the song. And Come On Baby, Let Your Backbone Slip is not what helped Gene get into the Songwriters Hall of Fame. But the one positive thing that I will say is Tommy Thayer solo sounds like a Tommy Thayer solo. So there's that. That is literally the only one on either one of these albums that it jumps out to me and I go, oh, that's Tommy Thayer. That's not Tommy Thayer trying to be Ace Frehley.
That's true.
Big, big difference to me. And anybody who wants to argue with me, just listen to Sonic Boom and Monster and tell me which solo does not sound like an Ace Frehley knockoff. The only one I could find was that song that I hate. And it isn't the least favorite thing. I hate that song. And no one gives Sonic Boom and Monster a chance more than I do. I almost forced myself.
I wanted to love those albums.
I almost forced myself to listen to them, once every couple weeks.
Yeah, maybe I missed something. I do occasionally try to listen to it. And
I have
am I wrong for saying that Say Yeah is different than anything on the albums?
No, I don't think you're wrong. I think and I'd have to look at the song listing, but I think there's a couple other ones. Modern Day Delilah I
like the video for that. The video is really good.
Is kind of okay. And I think there's one more song that I'm like, yeah, this is a KISS song. This is okay no matter who plays on it. The rest of it, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think it's great that Sonic Boom and Monster exist. Number one, I think it probably brought them a different age fan base. We've talked about this in the past. There's some fans that are out there that are in their 20s and early 30s that KISS is Gene, Paul, Eric, and Tommy. Right. And I understand that. So it's great that they got 2 albums. It's great that there was another 20 years, blah, 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 blah. But it just wasn't up to my standard, I guess. I don't really know.
Do you think, listen, Paul and Gene have been doing this a long time. And I've heard interviews where Paul basically kind of comes out and tries to say that's their best work that they've done. He really, really tries to play up those albums. I mean, is that just freaking lip service and spinning, or is that him really believing that shit?
To me, that's attempting to kick Peter and Ace, and I have no idea
because should be to a guy like Paul and Gene, who have made incredible music. I think incredible music with harmonies and melodies and just catchy stuff. There's not a lot of catchy. How do you not know that?
Here, watch what I say. You know how we've been talking for almost 2 years about we just need to go viral once.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I don't want to pull a muscle in my back doing this. Okay, is everybody ready? Everybody. Get in.
I'm not ready. I'm going backwards.
Sit in the semicircle, Indian style, so I can say this. If you take Sonic Boom and you take Monster and you put them up against 10,000 Volts or Peter Criss's new album, Sonic Boom and Monster come in 3rd and 4th on the list of the 4 of them.
Yeah, I don't think that's I haven't even listened to 10,000 Volts yet, so you can judge it. I'm going to hands off, but the Peter album is better than both of those albums. It's not close.
Right. Mm-hmm. And that tells you everything right there. I mean, put that in the context with Paul Stanley saying, if we had Ace and Peter play, we'd have to change the name to Piss. Oof. Now, I want you, Hooligans, give 10,000 Volts a listen. Give Peter Criss's 2025 solo album a listen. Then listen to Sonic Boom and Monster. And then list them 1 through 4. Actually, great idea. Great idea. Poll for this week. Which is your least favorite album out of 10,000 Volts, Peter Criss's 2025 solo album, Monster, and Sonic Boom?
And I want to pose a question out to the hooligans out there too. And you can put them in the comments. I want to know, I've been following music my whole life. What am I missing? If I'm missing something on Sonic Boom or Monster, I really respect your opinion. If there's something that we're missing on Sonic Boom and Monster, to me, it doesn't have that hook, like thing that takes you, that sustains and lasts. To me, Say Yeah is like the one song out of both of those albums that stick with me. Like that's a song that I can't eliminate because I don't know how to explain it, but if there's something I'm missing on Monster and Sonic Boom, or he's missing on Sonic and Boom and Monster, we want to hear your opinion. Pop it in the comments. I've been having a blast. You guys have been great putting the comments out there. That's what this is, a village, man. We're all in this together.
This is a village?
The village.
Oh.
And we're the
Which
village
one
people.
of us is the village idiot then?
We share it. Go back and forth. maybe he's at Disney World right now. sorry, Dave.
See what happens when you go on vacation?
Yeah.
You get labeled the village idiot. Well, I have to admit I thoroughly enjoyed myself, and I know I say that way too much, but I did.
Same here.
If you're watching us on our YouTube channel and you like this episode, please consider hitting the like button, just like Father Rocco, and leaving us a comment. Hit that subscribe button, just like Father Rocco, so you don't miss any future episodes. And check out these episodes right here. Right there. I don't know. There's somewhere on the screen. As always, if you made it this far, thank you for supporting us. And don't forget, we should all lead with love and take care of each other. Peace out, Hooligan Nation.